So here we are back to demonstrate another board game for you. This time we'll be playing a game called Campy Creatures. It's a short, easy game to learn and play. Pretty fun. We'll go ahead and show it off. Alright. If I can get the box open. There we go. Okay. So we got instructions, tell you how to play the game. We got some little various pieces, and I'll go over what those do. We got the deck of monsters. Go over what all they do.
The scoreboard is in here.
Yeah, the scoreboard. So as you score, you'll move your little piece along the edges. And then you have the clash-o-meter and the location, and I'll go over what all that means.
Here are the locations.
Here are locations. So there's 3 rounds called acts in this game, and each act is at a different location. And depending on how well you do in that act, you'll conquer that location, which will give you some kind of bonus depending on what location it was. So the point of the game is to try and collect as many mortals as you can. You don't use all these in a round. Depending on the number of players you have determines how you build the mortal deck. And the way you capture these mortals is through
your creature cards.
So what will happen on a turn is, out of this mortal deck, there will be a number of revealed equal to the number of players. So because it's just Michelle and I, there will be 2 revealed. And we want to try and capture those mortals using the monsters. And as you can see, they have various numbers and abilities. I'll kind of just go over pretty quickly what all of them do. So the blob. So when you play, so quickly before I start going over the monsters, each character or player will play a card secretly, face down. So I don't know what Michelle will play, she won't know what I'm playing.
Right. So.
And then we'll flip them face up at the same time, and whoever has the highest number first will go, and then so they have the first opportunity to capture the mortals.
The mortal.
Yeah. So the blob is 0, which would sound bad because he would go last, except he has the ability down here which reads, you discard another monster card to basically
over that number.
to replace the 0 with that corresponding number. So you can use that to try to react. So if, like, I played the 0 and Michelle played a 5, then I could discard the 6, and then my blob would go at 6, would be before her 5. You got the Swamp Thing monster, or the creature from the Black Lagoon, I guess. They're all like allegories to like the classic monsters. Yeah, like the blob. This is obviously the creature from the Black Lagoon. So what he does when he captures a mortal, he actually gives it away to the other player. You might think, why would you want to give mortals to other players? And the reason why you want to do that is because some of them are worth negative points. So in that case, you wouldn't want to get this one yourself.
So you could take it and give it to the other
player.
player.
So you would want to try and force this one upon someone else. So that's why the swamp monster is good. The Invisible Man. So when he captures a monster, I keep saying the wrong thing. When he captures a mortal, you can actually get rid of one of your captured mortals. So if you have that hunter who's -3, you can use him to get rid of him. 3, the Mummy. If the Kaiju is played, he goes first, and the Kaiju is the highest. Oop, that's not the right one. Is the highest one. So normally this would go first because it's the highest, but the Mummy says if the Kaiju is in play, he goes first. So the Mummy actually would go before the Kaiju. Other than that, it just operates at number 3.
Out of 3.
Yeah. The Invader, kind of Martian-looking aliens. Whenever they capture mortals, they capture 2 mortals at a time. So if they manage to go first,
they grab both.
Yeah, you get 2 mortals. So it's pretty powerful. The Werewolf, number 5. When he's played, you force the player to your right. So in our case, it's always going to be Michelle or going to be me.
Yeah.
To discard one of their monster cards out of their hand. So they get to pick So they would probably just pick whatever they think they don't need, but it's just a way to try and force them to make a decision. Number 6, the vampire negates the power of the creature to the left. Again, it's always going to be Michelle, or in Michelle's case, it's always going to be me. In 3 or 4 player games, it's going to be different players depending on how you're arranged.
Set up.
Yeah. So he activates at 6 and disables the power of another creature, which means whatever text is down here at the bottom is ignored, and they just activate at whatever number they're at. Number 7, the beast. If he's still in your hand at the end of the round, he scores 3 points. Otherwise, he
doesn't do anything. Except for count as a 7.
Yeah, except he's pretty high, so you might want to hold on to them. And then number 8, the kaiju has no power whatsoever, but is the highest number. So if you play him, he's probably going to be going first. Probably. Not always, but probably. So that's all the monsters.
That's all the monsters. We've gone over.
Yeah, so you're not going to see all of these. We're going to be playing with when we show off the game. We're going to be playing with a very, very small number of mortals, and again, that depends on the number of players you have. Yeah.
So obviously, the more players you have, the different types of mortals you'll have.
Yep. Yeah. So different. I'll just kind of go over them pretty quickly. So these ones are the engineers. If you have an odd number of engineers in your hand or captured, they're worth -2 points. But if you have an even number of engineers, they're worth 3. So they're either good or bad, depending on if you have even or odd. The teenagers, if you have the most number of teenagers, you score 7 points. If you have the second most number of teenagers, you score 4 points. If you're not first or second, you don't score any points. And the way you determine who has the most is the top here. This is 3 teenagers. There's, 2 teenagers, and then 1 teenager.
That's
the wrong one.
You grabbed some that weren't teenagers.
1 teenager. So whoever has the most number of teenagers at the end of the round will score appropriately. And then you just have basic ones that are worth, -1, 2.
Yeah, the singles.
Yeah, and then probably the most powerful ones, in my opinion, are the assistants. So these score points depending on how many other assistants you have. So if you have 1 assistant, they're only worth 1 point each. But if you have 2 assistants, they're worth 3 points each, and so forth all the way down.
So each card that you have.
So if you have 4 assistants,
you'll see in the game, because at one point
they're
Travis
worth 10 points each, which means it's 40 points. And if you have 5 or more, they're worth 15 points each. So if you can manage to stack assistants, you can get big points. So those are kind of the core cards, and we'll go ahead and show off gameplay to hopefully make it all make more sense.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good.
So this is Campy Creatures when it's set up. We have the Clashometer here. Right now Michelle's on top. We have the locations with the other assistants, the available mortals to be captured, and then the other mortal deck that will be flipped as these ones get captured. So right now Michelle and I are going to play our cards secretly face down, try and get these mortals. So I'll play mine.
Okay.
And then since we're both ready, we'll put face up.
So I will go first.
So yeah.
Usually it's highest number goes first.
6 goes before my 1, and then the vampire has an extra ability that says...
So the vampire says negate the ability of the creature to the left.
Which is me, because I'm the only other player. So you're capture first.
I capture first, so I'm going to take...
And I have the swamp creature, which would normally give the one I captured to the other player, but because the vampire negated it, I just capture it like normal. Okay, now we flip over another 2. So you always flip over equal to the number of players, so because there's 2 of us, we flip over 2. And now we play again. Okay.
All right. So I get to go
so
first.
her 3 goes first.
So I get to choose, and then it says capture immediately if kaiju is in play, which it's not. So I'm actually going to take the cosmonaut.
So then my 2 goes off. I'll capture the 2, and his ability is I may discard one of my captured mortals. So I will get rid of this hunter because he's worth negative points. I'll just kind of put him off to the side for now. All right, and then we'll flip 2 more. The assistants are really good. Double assistants. Okay. Let's go ahead and play that one.
All right.
Flip. So the blob is a special ability where I can discard another creature card from my hand to replace that 0 with a number. But there's kind of no reason to do that.
Because no matter what I
Yeah,
have
because
the
no matter
highest
what,
card.
she's going to go first.
So
I'll just get rid of the 3.
I'm going to go ahead and take an assistant.
And I will take an assistant. So these will go away. 2 more.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Face up.
Yep.
So my 8 will go first.
Yep.
So I'll get the 6.
And then I
And her
am
4.
stuck
And
with
she's
a
stuck with getting
negative
the hunter.
3.
Yep. 2 more. Alright, so my 6 will go first. I'll negate her werewolf's ability.
Okay.
So I'll grab the 4, and then she'll get the 2. And alright, so it'll be the last set for this round. There are 3 rounds.
Okay.
Alright, so my 5 will go first. I'll grab the 2, and then the werewolf's ability will force Michelle to discard one of her creature cards, but this is the last round.
At the end of the round, it's not going to
won't
matter.
really
So
matter.
I'm going to take the deep sea diver, but my card says you may discard one of your captured mortals, and I have a negative 3, so I'm going to get rid of him.
Right, yeah, so just put him.
Oh, he goes up there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Alright, so that's the end of round 1. So whenever there's 1 mortal left, that means that there's only 1 more in this deck. So that's the end of round 1. So now what we're going to do is we can pick up.
We have to count out.
So yeah, so now we're going to score our points based on. So that if he still had the beast in hand, he's worth 3 points. I still had mine.
I still have mine.
So he's going to add to our score. So 1, 2, 6, 12,
8,
13,
9,
15,
12,
21.
11.
I got 21. 3, 5, 7. Let me start over.
Not 7.
No. 2, he's worth 1, so that's 3, 5, 8, 12, 18. Sorry, I don't know how I got 21. 18 points.
Okay.
So I'll move mine to 18. And how many did you get?
3. Now I forget. 3, 9, 11, 12.
Go back down to 11 because he's negative 1.
11, yeah. So
And then you had the beast, right?
Yeah, I already counted him.
So, okay, so you're at 11. And then how many of the house symbols did you have?
1, 2. 2.
I also had 2. But you're at the top of the classroom meter.
Okay.
So that means you win tiebreakers.
Okay.
So you'll score the Metropolis. So you get that.
All right.
So you keep your assistants. You keep your assistants. And then all the other
Everything else gets put back in.
create a new deck. So these 2 assistants will get shuffled in because at the start of the round, 2 more assistants are shuffled back into the mortal deck.
Okay, well now this got all moved around. So what were you at? 17?
18.
This is why you're supposed to put it on the little thingy.
Oh, well, and then that location, the new location flips up.
New location is Lunar base.
LZR. So make sure. Oh.
I have this.
So read it.
Rise to the top of the clashometer and score 2 points.
Okay, so that happens right away.
Oh, it doesn't say that.
You.
Doesn't say right away.
Well, that's what the rules say. So you score 2 more points.
Okay, so then can I get rid of this?
Yeah.
Since I already got the 2 points?
Yeah. Well,
oh, we already moved him. Okay.
No, you need 2 points.
Oh, I thought you moved him.
I had not done that.
Okay.
Okay.
Get all your creatures back in your hand.
Okay. All right, so this is round 2. Ooh, assistant and deep sea diver. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to play again. All right, ready?
Yep.
Okay.
So I go first.
Yep.
Negate the ability of the creature on your left. So
No.
Travis's ability does not work.
Well, the mummy is irrelevant right now.
Now I'm going to take...
And I'm forced to grab this -1. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So we flip.
Same card.
Yep. So that means we tie. So we go to the clashometer. Michelle's at the top, so she's going to go first.
Give the mortal you captured to another player.
So she'll give me this, and I give the mortal I captured to the player, so she'll get that one.
All right.
So that sucked for me.
All right. Okay.
All right, flip. So my 6 goes for her 4, so I'll capture the 4, and I negate her power, but that's irrelevant.
That's irrelevant
for this
for
round.
this one. All right, so I'm gonna get the archaeologist.
All right, flip 2 more. Okay. You haven't played your mummy yet, have you? No. Alright. Flip. Okay. So her 8 will go before my 4, so I'll grab the 6, and then I'm left with the 2. Alright. Okay, so I'll grab the 2, and then you have to discard one of your monster cards, because of the werewolf.
Oh, we'll just get rid of this one.
Okay, and then you get the
I
other
get
one.
this one.
Alright.
All right.
This is the last set for this round.
Okay.
Alright. Ready?
Yep.
So I'll grab the assistants,
Okay.
and then you're left with the cosmonaut.
Force
And
the
then
player to discard.
This is
It's
the
not
last
gonna
round,
matter.
so it doesn't matter. I'll get rid of this ball.
All right.
So now we'll score. First, check how many houses you have.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I have 0. So you get the location.
You have 1.
Well, you still beat me.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. 3 is still greater than 1.
I have 4. Okay.
So now we'll score.
So now we'll score.
So assistants are powerful because the more you have, the more points they're worth. So at 1, they're 1 point each. If you have 2, they're 3 points each. And 4. So you want to try and get as many assistants as you can.
3, 7.
-4. So those cancel each other out. So 4, 6, 10. I got 10 points.
Well, now you just messed up my counting.
Sorry, I got 13.
15, 20, 22.
I'm at 13. So 18 plus 13 is 31. And then you're at 13. You got how many?
22. So 35.
Oh, 35. Okay. All right. So keep your assistants, and then all the other immortals are going to be reset. We'll shuffle in 2 new assistants in this deck from here. Flip up the last location, which is the parallel world. So in this one, negative points are actually worth positive points. So it might be worth going after those hunters.
Yeah, but nobody owns that yet.
Well, they'll show up.
Right.
And don't forget you have your lunar base, so you can use that at any time.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. So I can weaken a creature by -2 at any time.
Yeah, so she can make mine slower. Okay. Alright. Reveal 2. 2 archaeologists. Alright. Okay.
Okay.
Alright. So we both did werewolf.
Travis is on top.
On the top of the clash meter, so I'll grab one of these, and then you have to discard one of your monsters.
Oh, monsters. I'm thinking one of my mortals. Oh.
And then now her flag goes off, and I have to seal capture her, and I have to discard one of my monsters. Yeah, the blob's kind of the... Actually, I don't think... No, I'm going to get rid of my invader. Alright, flip 2 more, and then the clash meter changed because we clashed. Okay. All set.
Okay.
So my 6 will go first, and her ability to negate a power is pretty much irrelevant this round.
Yeah.
Alright, flip 2 more. Ooh, bad. Double bad.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I have the blob, so I have to basically discard a creature card to replace that 0 with the corresponding number. So I guess I'll go with 1. So I'll capture first. No. You capture first because you're atop the clash meter and we're both 1.
So give the mortal you capture to another player.
Yeah, and then...
And you're going to give me the -1.
No, I take it because I'm still capturing with the blob.
Oh, that's right.
So I get both of these, which sucks.
Oh, 2 more. All right, 2 assistants are up. I'm going to use my lunar base.
Okay.
So you get a -2.
Yep. So I'm at 6.
And I'm at 6.
Oh, sorry, this should have clashed because swapped because we clashed last round. So we clash because we're both at 6.
Right.
So I go first.
Okay.
And then you go. And that means this clash resets because we
Clashed again.
Yep. 2 more. Ugh, another bad set. All right.
Okay.
2. So you go first. My 2, I'll grab the 3, but then the Invisible Man lets me discard one of my captured assistants. I'll get rid of this -3.
Okay, last
this is the last set.
Okay.
All right. So my 7 goes first, so I'll grab the 6.
And I'll grab the 2.
Okay.
All right.
So go ahead and count up how many houses you have
4.
first. You have 4. Bleh, I have 3. So you get the parallel worlds, which means your negatives are now worth positive.
I only have a -1.
Okay, so now these are worth positive 1.
All right.
I have negative 4 points. So let's just grab. So these are negated.
10. 16.
8. So these
22.
Are worth 6. So this is 18.
28.
4. 26.
That still puts me ahead of you.
Yeah, 26. 31 plus 26 is 40.
No, 50.
50.
7.
Yeah. So we'll just reset. And then you're at 35 plus
28.
So 62.
Yeah.
All right. So Michelle wins at 62 points with me at 57. And that's Campy Creatures.
Yep.
All right. All right. So we just played Campy Creatures. And I think it's a pretty good game.
Yeah. It's good. I like it. It took a little bit of getting used to, but
Yeah.
because there are a lot of different parts. Like you got to worry about adding everything up and then moving your person and then remembering if you have a location what it does.
Yeah.
You have to use it.
It's not the most complicated game, but there are some things you need to keep track of. And it goes by pretty quick. Like
It does.
that game we played was probably like less than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But that was just the 2 of us. So again, like always, this game would be better with more players.
And it does take up to 5.
Yeah.
We have played it with 4 before.
Yeah.
And that was when we first learned the game. So that did take
that
quite
was a
while
ago too.
Yeah. But I like it. It's just remembering if you have those location cards to use them, because I almost forgot to use mine a few times. But as you can see, as you saw in the gameplay, when you have those assistants, they can kind of
you can ramp up points pretty quickly if you can manage to get them. If you only have 1 or 2, you're not going to score many points. But if you get 3 or 4 or even 5, you're going to get mega points.
And the same thing's going to go for the other ones too. Like we didn't play with
we didn't play
some of the other
with
ones, like the teenagers.
Yeah, or the engineers.
Or
We
the
just kind
engineers.
of kept it a pretty simple choice of the mortals, just because I wanted to, for demonstration purposes, I just wanted to keep it as simple as possible. But yeah, when you play with other players, you're going to be using those other mortals that we didn't play here. So it's just another way to keep the game interesting.
And add ways to add up more points.
Yeah, just ways to get more points.
So I like it. I think it's fun. It's fairly easy. I mean, the monsters, the cards actually have what they do written right on them.
If you get confused, just read the card and do what it says.
Yeah. So.
And like you said, you're not going to play like you saw, we don't play every monster card in our hand. We're usually going to have maybe like 2 or 3
left over. Yeah, only because there's not enough cards to go around.
So the round is based solely on the mortal deck, and when that runs out, then you flip to the next round, even if you have monster cards left in your hand. So overall, good game, quick game, pretty easy to learn.
I think that's it for today. And we'll go ahead and link it.
Yes,
down
like always,
in the
if you like what you saw, go buy it from the store. Don't go to Target. Go to a local game board store.
And if you don't have one near you, we'll link the Amazon
then
link.
You can go support the big business if you don't have one near you.
So then go ahead and go to Amazon. We'll link it so that way you guys can get, who makes it. You guys can see the pictures to make sure you're getting the right game. So that's it.
All right.
Alrighty. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Alrighty.
See you next time.
Bye.